Hello, my name is Matt, and I am a patent lawyer, and I am here to tell you about my favorite patent case of all time. And that case is Juicy Whip Incorporated versus Orange Bang Incorporated, decided by the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in 1999. Now, Juicy Whip and Orange Bang were purveyors of beverage dispensers, as you see here. These are the kind that you've probably seen in maybe diners or fast food restaurants. There are all different kinds of models of dispensers like this. And the basic idea is that you have this tank on top and then this dispenser below the tank, and the tank has this colorful liquid in it that is churning and bubbling and looking very refreshing and enticing, much like a flowing spring or a stream might attract an ape or a deer. The churning, moving, bubbling liquid triggers some primal instinct in your head, and you think that's going to be so refreshing and tasty and invigorate me and rejuvenate me and quench my thirst, and I had better just grab a cup and get some of that delicious drink and pay the restaurant for giving it to me. Now, what you might not know is that oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, what you're seeing in the tank is not actually what's going into your cup. In this kind of design, which was at issue in this case, the stuff in the tank never leaves the tank. It might not even be juice. It could just be colored water. What you're actually getting is some water mixed with syrup from underneath the counter, or maybe even inside the mechanism of the dispenser itself. Which means that, sorry, I heard screaming. Which means that the water in the tank is a fake. It's a put on. It's a flim flam. It's a bamboozlement. It is rapscallionry. It is there to fool you and to trigger that primal ape part of your brain that wants to drink flowing and refreshing looking liquid, when actually what they're giving you is water mixed with syrup from under the counter. Now, I don't drink sugary drinks at all. It's one of my weird Catholic self-denial things. But when I learned about this case back in law school, it didn't really change my attitude toward the drinks. I mean, they still taste the same. They're still refreshing, and they're still garbage. And the fact that I wasn't getting the stuff in the tank didn't really make me stop buying it. I just thought it was really, really funny that somebody would go through all the trouble of like making you think that you're getting this. You get it. It's just but nobody ever noticed in these restaurants that the level of the liquid was never going down, no matter how many people came to it. I just think it's really hysterical. So anyway, Juicy Whip had a patent on this flim-flammy juice dispenser, and that's their patent you see here. And they sued Orange Bang for infringing their patent because Orange Bang was out there selling a flim-flammy juice dispenser of their own. And as far as I know in the case, I didn't go back and read it for this. I just had this in my head for a long time because it is my favorite case. It was found that Orange Bang did infringe the patent. They copied the design, or you know what I mean. But their defense was, well, your patent is not even valid. Your patent doesn't even count. And to understand that argument, you have to go back even further to the 19th century for another one of my favorite patent cases, which is on the same idea, which is Rickard versus DuPont. Or no, Rickard versus darn it. I'm only doing one take of this, so I'm not going to pause this or anything. I just think of it as the spotted tobacco leaf case. Rickard versus Dubon. Rickard versus Dubon, that is a case from the 1899 or 1900, depending on which reporter you're reading. Anyway, in Rickard versus Dubon, and this case was about tobacco leaves. Now, I am not a cigar smoker or a tobacco user yet. We'll see how long quarantine lasts. I'm running out of hobbies. But my understanding from the facts of this case is that, at least back then, probably still today, I could not find any current science on this in the limited time I spent preparing for this video. Um, Tobacco leaves used as cigar wrappers came in all different kinds of quality, and there was a type of tobacco leaf that had spots on it that was higher quality for use as cigar wrappers than leaves without spots, and you could sell spotted leaves at a higher price than unspotted leaves because they were higher quality. So what Mr. Rickard did was he came up with a process that would actually put fake spots on unspotted leaves and make them look like the higher quality spotted leaves without actually improving their quality at all. And then he would go out and bamboozle and put on and flim-flam people into buying his falsely spotted leaves at a higher price, and all they were getting was lower quality, truly unspotted leaves. And he went to the patent office and he said, "Hey, let me patent this." And the patent office said, "No, because all you're doing is this is a bogus patent. A patent has to be useful, and this patent is useful only to deceive, and that doesn't count because we don't view that as useful." And the court agreed. The guy sued the patent office, and the court said, "No, you don't get to have a patent on lying to people and flim-flamming because that sort of rapscallionry offends our good Protestant 19th century American morals and values, and the U.S. government is neither obliged nor indeed permitted to extend any legal protection to such nefarious activity whatsoever." So going back to Mr. Bang and Mr. Whip, Orange Bang argued that the Juicy Whip patent on the flim-flammy juice dispenser was the same kind of thing as the patent on the flim-flammy tobacco leaves from the Rickard case. He said, "Look, your patent is on a machine that does nothing, is only useful to deceive people into thinking that they're buying this frothy, beautiful juice when actually what they're buying is water mixed with syrup from under the counter. That is useful only to deceive. Just like the spotted tobacco patent, your patent is not valid." And the Federal Circuit in 1999, 100 years after the Rickard case, said, "No, that's not true. There might be some deception involved, but there's other utility to it. It could be decorative. It could just improve the overall experience. It could advertise approximately what the drink will look like when it's in your cup. Yada 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 yada." And Orange Bang was not able to defeat this patent based on that argument. The Juicy Whip patent survived, and Orange Bang was out of luck. Now, my reading of this case, and I think most people will agree with me on this who studied patent law, is that this really did away with the idea of useful only to deceive, and that you can now get patents on things that are primarily directed toward deceiving or fooling or misleading the public, which is ultimately good because there are lots of very good products out there, I think, that are worthwhile, that are based primarily on deception, such as padded bras and other things. So the next time you're at your favorite diner or wherever and you see these bubbly, flim-flammy juice dispensers, just take a moment to be thankful for the fact that you live in a world where innovative inventions on deceptive products such as padded bras are protectable under the law. And that's my favorite patent case. Thank you.